You're not going to see the ATF at every house fire. The Bureau's investigators come in for specific cases, anything involving the illegal use of firearms or explosives and acts of arson. In the Orleans Circle case, Lexington investigators determined an explosion caused the house fire. The ATF then got involved. Their work with local agencies led to Jonathan Huff's federal charge of illegal possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Huff was in the home at the time. We asked the ATF about their investigation of Huff and the explosion on Orleans Circle. A spokesperson told us today numerous items have been seized that are being examined and analyzed by our special agent bomb technicians and the ATF laboratory. They will produce their own reports and findings, which will be used for prosecution as warranted. We also talked with a sergeant with Lexington Police who told us once a federal agency like the ATF takes the primary investigative role, the local agency defers to them. So any more updates on the Orleans Circle investigation will likely come from federal investigators. With this WKYT Fact Check, I'm Kristen Kennedy.